oh my God. Yeah. The crowd sang almost every single word every night.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Spotify for artists because you get to watch. You literally, it's like it dings you every time somebody listens to it. So you're just watching it ding, 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 ding. Every time it gets another stream, and we watch it the whole first day it comes out. And I mean, the numbers have been leaps and bounds beyond any of our past releases.
Welcome back, everybody, to No More CONVOS. Today, joining us is a very special guest, Harbour, and we're getting 3 of the 5 of you guys.
Yep. Yeah, one of our guys is on a little vacation, so we let him, hang out by himself and not.
Okay, so you guys are kind of carrying the weight right now.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Obviously, kind of give you a spill how we do things. We're going to talk about your guys' background, kind of your journey to this point. Obviously, you guys have an upcoming album. I want to talk about that as well. And then, just kind of keep it going back and forth. So to start things, I always want to ask is kind of, how'd you guys first kind of get your start into music?
Well, I think we all started in like high school-ish. We all started in school, and we were in different bands out of high school and everything, and we met each other through playing in those other bands, and then we just
we formed a super group.
Yeah.
No, what honestly really did happen was, we used to play with each other a lot in different bands, different styles of music and all that good stuff. But we became really good friends in like 2014, a little earlier than that, maybe
2013.
Yeah. And the bands that we were in, other members weren't able to do what we had our goals set out to be, like touring, musicians, and all that good stuff.
We're in it for the long haul. They were.
Yeah, and they were just having fun with it and everything like that. So like people started having families, started getting better jobs, going to college, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And we're just like, we still want to pursue this as much as we possibly can. So we just chatted, and we just got together, and it's been a couple years of kind of here and there, like guitarists and all that stuff. But now we finally got our crew, and it's been 3 years that we've had this exact same lineup.
4 now. Almost.
4 years. So it's been great. But it's a journey for sure, and it's a lot of sacrifices, and a lot of people aren't able to do what we need to be done. So I think we found the right guys to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, being a musician, trying to break it is always incredibly difficult. There's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of obstacles and everything. So are you all from Cincinnati originally?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, all of us are. Our bassist lives up in Columbus right now, but he is originally from Cincinnati.
Okay. Well, condolences first of all for the Bengals recently and whatnot against the Chiefs.
How about condolences for the NFL, because they were just awful with the record.
Hey, I mean, it's been a rough 2 years, but also good because you guys are no longer the Bungles as you were affectionately called for a while.
I'll take it. 2 AFC championship games. I didn't even think I'd see the day. I've been watching since 1992, and I don't think I'd see the day.
So yeah, like your mayor is he's kind of become a little celebrity because of the whole like back and forth with Kelsey and like all the other players on.
Man, I saw that. That was
so whack.
That was clearly a joke, though.
But seriously,
stay out of it.
Okay. Give him more locker room bulletin.
Yeah, just give him a little more motivation, a little more extra.
Come on,
I watched that today. I was looking at Facebook, and I was just like, what is all of this? So I Googled it. First I looked up the governor of Ohio.
The governor?
I didn't know who it was. And then it finally popped up. I was like, oh, that's just our mayor, whatever.
Yeah, but that's enough. It's still not cool.
Hey, you guys, no matter how this started out, you guys have a bright future. So at least you have that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Good season. I'm happy. It's all good.
So, I mean, I'm assuming the city has been pretty crazy like the last couple of weeks with everything going on.
Oh yeah, people have been hooting and hollering, having a good time.
I live right here downtown too, and like everything downtown has been all lit up orange and everything. It's been pretty badass. I drive by the stadium every day on my way home, and the whole thing's just lit up orange for the past like month, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. So speaking about Cincinnati, kind of like, what is like the music scene specifically out there?
All over the place.
It is kind of all over the place. It's not like there's not a big music scene. It's and it's kind of separated into two groups. There's the best music scene is the DIY
metalcore.
Well, yeah, I mean
honestly,
that stuff. I mean, they pull the most people. They're more diehard and everything, but the whole DIY scene, bunch of really cool bands. They're not really. They're just kind of doing everything their own way, and they don't really care about the industry or anything like that, which is awesome. And those are the shows that we go to and stuff. But like, we're not a part of that. We try and, we've got a booking agent and a manager and all that stuff and distribution. So we play Cincinnati like 1 to 2 times a year and try and play just big shows. And there's not really you can't even call that a scene.
Yeah.
What we do, we just
it's like we kind of want to kind of step it back, like take it back a little bit and do smaller club shows like that. But logistically, we don't know if it's if we're able to under contract and stuff.
We kind of treat ourselves out of town band.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, there's pros and cons in it as well, for sure. But there's a lot of venues over here that really have a lot going on for sure.
There's a lot of really cool bands in Cincinnati that are doing cool stuff.
Yeah, there's a little club called Motor. They have free music every single night. It's right down on Vine Street, like where everyone wants to go, and all that good stuff. And it's alive and well for sure, but it's a little cliquey every now and again.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
a little cliquey. Some of them don't like us that much because we're like, they're trying to do more than this.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what I was going to ask. Is you guys are kind of like indie rock, kind of pop rock, kind of in that lane. And a lot of the artists and bands that we come across from Cincinnati are definitely, like you said, more in that kind of hardcore punk lane. So I was like, is there like a indie rock kind of scene out there? Because from what I generally hear from there, you guys are kind of like a stark contrast than everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much. There's not a big indie rock scene. There's some good indie rock bands, but not a big scene for it.
Yeah, I feel like everyone does their own thing, honestly. I don't.
It's just pretty scarce. Everything's, I don't know, random.
Yeah.
Did you guys like play around Ohio in like different cities and different areas?
Yeah, we kind of bounced back and forth between Cincy and Columbus mostly.
Yeah, like when the pandemic was over, we chose to play up in Columbus for our first show. It was the first show in 2 years, I think it was, something like that.
Yeah. And
Columbus really always comes out. They always come out and they always have a good time. And we played a venue called Ace of Cups, and it ended up selling out that night. And it was just a wonderful time to just come back into the music. And then we played Cincy after that, and it was a really good turnout as well. But then we played it one more time, and it was just like, oh, we didn't promote it this much. It's kind of up to us how we want these shows to be, like how many people are coming out, because like it's completely up to us to promote it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we really
also played Halloween weekend.
Yeah, we played Halloween weekend.
Everybody's got other stuff going on.
Yeah. So it's like an event, like any other event. You got to figure out what the calendar is and like who's out of town or everything like that. But it was a good time. But we just really, really, really want to not be the headliners anymore for local shows, or to bring more out of town bands to to
come in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what our goal is, like for this next year for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what were kind of some of like your guys' biggest musical influences coming up, and like, I guess what's influencing kind of your music now?
Like as a band, I would assume.
Yeah. Or individually too.
As a sound.
Bands like Hippocampus, Coin, Bad Sons, Kings of Leon, Manchester Orchestra.
The Manchester Orchestra is pretty rock heavy now, and like if you ever check us out live, I mean I really enjoy our records for sure, but I feel like we're
more of a rock band live,
a lot more
a little more tame on the records, and we're bit heavier live. We're much of a rock.
Yeah, we're pretty rocky,
rock band,
rock driven live.
Okay,
and we really get that from like Manchester Orchestra. They're insane live, and we are just like always blown away every time we see them. So it's like, how do we do something like that? You know,
Cage the Elephant.
Yeah, Cage the Elephant as well. They're just insane live.
So maybe live album or something. If you get that difference.
That's on the docket. That's on the docket. We are planning on it.
I'd love to do that.
Okay. So what was the origin of the name Harbour?
The name Harbour?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was Harbour started from, it was me and two other guys out of high school, and it was before I like snagged all these guys from the other bands, and it became what it was. But at the time, we were putting out we had recorded the first Harbour album. We didn't have a name yet. We knew we wanted to change names and start something different instead of being our band, the band that we started in high school. Mm-hmm. We didn't want to be that band anymore. And we had this album, and the bass player was like, what about Harbour, but like the English spelling with a U? And we were like, nah. And then it came closer and closer, and we were like, we got to put this album out now. And we still didn't have a name, and we were like, Harbour's all right. There's no cool thing. We were just
maybe we should make something up for this.
We should definitely.
I mean, at this point, you might as well. Like, nobody's gonna know any different. Just any story you want.
Well, yeah, that's literally the story.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, it just made me think you guys are from Ohio. There's like a weird kind of internet thing going on right now with Ohio and online with the memes. I don't know if you've seen all these like Ohio jokes popping up.
Oh God!
No.
In the back, he's definitely somebody's shaking their head.
Talking about Ohio and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know the memes.
Yeah, it's just something that's been popping up on social media. There's definitely like a lot of memes and jokes popping up in comments that it'll be something totally unrelated and like, oh yeah, that cat's from Ohio or they're from Ohio for something like.
Fair enough.
Yeah, anytime you're thinking about like somewhere where nothing happens or where crazy things happen, it's always like, oh, that's probably in Ohio.
Or
Florida. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, I was just curious because it's definitely been something that I've been seeing popping up even on our socials. It's like coming up as like these Ohio jokes, and I was like, I wonder if you guys have heard about this. So speaking about Harbour, your band, kind of, how would you like describe your sound, and how would you say it's kind of like evolved over the years still now?
Well, like we were saying live, we're pretty rock driven, and it has been getting more rocky, if that's a word. Rocky over the years. So they started kind of, I would say, pop rock, and then they kind of found their sound in
indie pop
after that. For Heat Wave, it was like more beachy. It was just like a kind of an experiment to see like, hey, will this work? This is fun to play. Do you think this will work? And a lot of people really enjoyed it, and they did too, but none of us were in the band at that point yet.
Okay.
And then after everything's said and done, we went to Thoughts on Letting Go after that. And that's when we started bringing in Jarrett and me and Walker. Mm-hmm. And we like heavier music. So like it kind of,
they're all emo kids.
Yeah, I'm an emo kid.
They're all emo kids. I like the indie pop stuff. I like like I said, Hippocampus, Bad Sons, Coins, Good Vibe. I like all that stuff more, and they're emo kids. So
I'm emo and death metal.
We agree on bands like Manchester Orchestra and Catfish and the Bottlemen and stuff like rock bands and we definitely kind of meet in the middle on that. And the sound we've kind of created here and on this next album is it's good vibes. Like it's catchy, fun music, but it definitely has more of a rock vibe, and we've gotten away from the pop a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's still present.
Yeah. So you guys kind of like
everything that we've gotten over the years and trying to kind of keep every little bit of it
just mold it together.
Sprinkled in there.
It's kind of a mold.
Little bit if we can.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say you guys definitely have kind of like a balance of these differing styles in this last album that I definitely want to talk about in a little bit.
Try not to just throw it away anything that we've done in the past, but like
this is Harbour now.
There's definitely stuff that we've done in the past that we don't like.
I mean, that comes with the territory because you guys have also been together like almost a decade now. So like, you think about that now, like, man, it's been 10 years since we kind of started this road.
A lot. We think about it a lot.
Yeah, we're getting old and it's getting honestly fucking scary.
Well, it's not scary. We're confident in what we produce and everything like that, but we're just kind of older and we don't really like social media and stuff like that.
There's a problem.
And that's where we're running into problems, you know? So that's why we like to do interviews and stuff like that.
We're working on it.
We're getting there. We're getting there. It's just I hate being on my phone.
So you haven't cracked the TikTok algorithm yet, is that what you're saying?
Nah, we're all old guys and we don't really like.
We're not old guys. I feel like we're just old souls that we don't pay attention to our phone. Like literally whenever I go out, like my phone's always in my jacket pocket. Like I don't take it out ever. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
all these like newer people are just like constantly on their phone. It's just like
we're definitely of that generation where we kind of straddle the line where we're like pre, social media, pre phones and everything, and then but also kind of understood it. So I don't think
definitely grew up with it, but not. We definitely grew up with it, but not right in our face.
Yeah,
like
it's a completely different animal now for sure.
Major part. It was just
So that's a learning curve that we're trying to deal with right now. So
that's a fact. The fact is we have to care.
Yeah,
and that's what we've been talking about before we logged on.
Yeah. Right before we did this, we were just like, how can we stay relevant for things? How can we create things that that people are gonna enjoy and show? We care. I promise we care. But we're just not good at showing it.
We don't know social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that all artists are kind of trying to figure out now, how to kind of navigate it. It's definitely changed things drastically in terms of how music is kind of discovered and how it's disseminated to the masses for sure.
Yeah. It's a wild process, and the options are endless. Who knows what's going to be the next thing that's going to really get people excited about, Who knows?
So are there like any specific lessons you guys have learned over these like past 10 years that you think you've only accumulated through like experience?
We've gotten a lot better at touring.
Yeah, we've learned a lot over the years.
We've gotten a whole lot better at touring. Just being in a van with 7 to 9 people.
Yeah.
And living in a van with 7 to 9 people
for a month at a time.
You learn boundaries, and you learn to respect your boundaries and your
and not only that, but like about yourself, like learning to kind of protect your energy and take your moments when you can get the opportunity to recharge. And stuff like that. I think that's some of the biggest stuff. But touring, I think that's the biggest lesson. And then, I mean, again, social media. It's like either you're playing the game or you're not, buddy. And so far, we're trying.
Hey, we're mid-tier. We're not good at it. I can tell you that. But all that kind of thing, and like just getting connections.
I think the biggest lesson is that the music isn't enough.
Isn't everything.
Not anymore. It's
not everything. It's honestly 50%. Like, if you produce good music, yeah, you
gotta
could go
start.
places,
You've
but
got to start.
you're gonna have to do a whole lot more behind the scenes to make it, survive.
Realistically, if you're making good music, that's the hard part's done. The rest of it should be the easy part,
which we have troubles with.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say about the social media thing is that I guess it is definitely a double-edged sword. There's that learning curve. There's things that you have to like basically learn from ground zero to kind of figure out yourself, because nobody's ever like really got it fully figured out yet. But also it's like when you do figure it out, it can also like flip a switch like that. You know what I mean? Like that's the double edge of it. It's like when you do kind of get it and understand and kind of get into the algorithm, I've seen people like kind of, skyrocket off of it.
Yeah, you're just trending and then all of a sudden there you go, you pick off. Yeah. And like, it would be amazing. Like that's the other really hard thing about this is another thing that I've learned over the years is balancing your actual personal life with your professional musician life, because like the musicianship, it's there, but it's not paying the bills. So your personal life has to, get involved in it. And then where's it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, where's that line?
Yeah, where's the line?
And people don't know it, don't expect it or anything either. Like you're going and you're selling out venues across the country and stuff, and then people are like, "Wait, you still have a
day job?" Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wish I could, but yeah.
So that's where it's like, oh, well, social media can wait because I'm tired because I just worked a 10-hour shift.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, we're, we gotta strike it when it's hot, but it's sometimes I'm tired.
Yeah, it is crazy that, selling out venues and shows, then having to go straight to work, basically, you know what I mean? Right after.
Yeah, and this last tour was
nobody gives a shit.
Right. This last tour was insane. Like we are more than just ecstatic on how that turned out. It was 13 shows. We sold out 7 of them. The ones we didn't sell out were during the week, and they were bigger cap rooms anyway. So we still had
packed,
multiple hundreds of people coming out, and it's just like, wow, what a way to end the year. That was insane. So
okay. I mean, you guys had a busy 2022. I think I read you guys did like 3 tours. Was that something correct?
4 or 5.
4 tours.
It was 4.
4 tours.
4 tours. Jeez. So yeah, we want to double that this year. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, kind of what do you think of the current state of like, I guess indie rock, the scene is like, how do you think it's being viewed right now, in terms of like mainstream music?
I think guitars are coming back, which is
definitely.
There was a period where it was like nobody's doing guitars anymore.
No,
guitars are done. They can do and stuff. And I think guitars are back, so that's a good sign for us.
But the good thing is with us,
and honestly, I think that everything's so accessible anymore that it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anybody that likes anything is going to be able to find what it is they like. Yeah. So I don't think the state of any genre is in danger. Like people that only like really old jazz can find it anywhere they want to. Yeah. Even not a big
market.
Yeah. So not something I'm worried about, but I do think indie rock and stuff like that, like the stuff we're doing, it's all right. It's holding its own. Yeah. It's holding its own right now.
I like how we stick to a full band. There's a band we went on tour last year, and they're like, man, I feel bad for you because you guys have to haul around all this gear. It's just like, we're a rock band, and we're not going into this analog stuff. Like we bring our,
we want to use real amps.
Yeah, we bring our real sound, real amps. We put on a live show for people because it's a live show. It's like all that stuff is cool because you don't have to carry a bunch of heavy things, but you don't get that organic live sound as you do with all of our gear, and we don't care to carry it on our backs because it's fucking awesome.
So, I mean, I definitely do think indie rock and like guitar driven music has definitely made a resurgence, so to say, especially among like the younger generations. I think people are kind of starting to rediscover like older music and starting to kind of come back around, and you see all these like younger artists, new and upcoming artists, like kind of delving into it, and then people from different genres are also like kind of tapping into it, and everything's so, I guess, like alternative nowadays that it's like it touches every genre now.
I've seen some real young bands that are coming up. Like there was one tour we did where we had locals open for us every night on tour, and there were a couple really, really cool bands, and they were doing some super retro shit. And I'm like, you guys are like 19 years old and you're into this, like that's cool. This stuff that like everyone says rock and roll's dead, all that stuff, and they're doing like the whole Zeppelin thing and bringing back the. I love to hear it. I love to see it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've definitely heard some young artists and up and coming bands doing like early 2000s like pop, rock, punk, pop, all this stuff, and I'm like, damn, this is like my middle school, high school experience.
Right.
Like this is a thing now again. Like I was like, okay, I'll go with it. You know.
Everything goes in full circle, man. Everything goes in full circle.
The whole Olivia Rodrigo and stuff. Like, that stuff's very, very back end. So I mean, even Machine Gun Kelly went back to that.
Oh, straight into it. Yeah. Definitely made me feel a little old when I was like, oh, this is what we're doing again. Like, okay, I didn't know I was retro yet, but all right.
How old are you, by the way?
33.
33? Okay.
I'm 31.
Yeah. Okay. So we're right around the corner from you.
Yeah. Definitely fit, especially with the music and how like
shit. I didn't know I was retro. Somebody put that on a shirt. I didn't know I was retro yet.
Yeah, that's a great one. So, kind of what is your guys' like creative process when it comes to like creating a songwriting and all that? Like songwriting comes first and then lay down instruments or riffs, or like how do you guys go about it?
It's kind of all over the place. This last record, a lot of it, like I'll start a song at home by myself and just like, and I always try and not take it too far because it always turns out best when I just get an idea down, and then maybe I'll write like a verse and a chorus. And sometimes I can't stop myself. I can just hear everything and I'll just keep going. But most of the time I try and just get an idea down and then take it to the guys. We all come together and collectively feel it out and take it somewhere and develop it. But and it's normally, as far as my writing process goes, it's music first, lyrics last.
Okay.
I never ever write the lyrics first.
But I've got all the lyrics though.
Huh?
But you write all the lyrics.
Yeah. But I've got, I mean, and I'll write just like, I've got a bunch of stupid lines that I'm like, I'll just be drunk on my couch. Like, I just thought of this. So I just write like some kind of stupid line. And then sometimes I'll go and I'm like, what should this, like, I'm just vibing on this sound. And I've recorded, I've got the drums, bass, guitars and everything. And I'm like, this is a vibe. What should this be about though? And then I just kind of scroll through my notes and I'll see like one line and it'll basically be about nothing. I'm like, I got an idea. It gives you the idea and you can build a song around that or what. I don't know. And every single song is different. We don't have like an actual, this is our process. Yeah. Every song we'll take it as it comes. And I mean, you write a lot of shit before you find something good.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking about this new album, To Chase My Dreams or To Just Lie Down, it's a long title. What is kind of like any meaning or significance behind, the title? Like, how did you guys choose this specifically?
That's it. It's the lyric in one of our newest songs.
Yeah. I actually wrote the title before I wrote that lyric. But a lot of this album was written during COVID, and they're just especially, I guess probably every industry, but this industry in particular, like venues are shutting down. Like
can't tour, no shows. Yeah,
nobody. So just a lot of uncertainty, and so like just months of us just being like,
do we call quits?
Are we a band? Like, are we still band?
Yeah.
They're writing all these songs. Like they all still sound pretty happy and stuff, but it's definitely got a melancholy vibe. Like the lyrics all are a little
darker.
Yeah. A little bit darker. And I guess it was just a question. I just wrote it down to chase my dreams or to just lie down. And it's, I guess, the album kind of fits that, because that's been the question for 40, but 2 years during COVID. We're just like, I don't even know. I don't know. Am I wasting my time at this point? Like we're getting older and not progressing in any way because we're just stuck right now.
Because we couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, the last year was incredible.
Yeah. So now,
I mean, it was like opening track.
Right, well, we wrote this during COVID, but now we're back at it. Now I feel better about it. But that's where the title came from.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the opening track, Sleepyhead, like right off the back, you kind of touched on it. Like I think you talked about questioning yourself and some self-doubt about your music and if this is kind of the path that you want to continue down.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
We ain't stopping.
Nah, we ain't stopping.
Yeah.
Okay, so how would you kind of compare this to like your past albums?
It's my favorite.
Oh, definitely.
Most hands-on I've been on it for sure. And just all around, just the most strong songs clumped together. I think all of our records have been pretty good. There have always been a few songs that were like, yeah, we could put it on the record, but I feel like we could do something better, but this one right now, I feel like they're all hits in their own. There's no skips. There's no skips on it, which I think is cool. And I think all of our records have kind of built on each other a little bit, apart from maybe Heatwave, where we were going for like a specific thing for that record. But besides that, like all of our records have built on each other a little bit. And so this one's just a more mature version of what we've been doing for a decade.
Yeah. I've had the album actually for like probably a couple months now. And I did go back and hear all of your like older albums, all your older stuff. And I'll definitely say, I think this is probably your most cohesive and most like succinct project to date. Like you said, there's no skips, there's no fillers. I think it moves at a brisk pace, but it doesn't feel like it kind of but it moves almost like that, feels like a perfect pace from front to back. That's the thing,
we had COVID, so we wrote probably 30 songs and picked 10 to put on this record. That's why this record fits better together, because these songs, like I feel like these songs could fit on the same record and it'd be like, this record is a vibe. And then we've got a bunch of others that we're still figuring out if we're going to put out or not. Stuff that we've had and we're like, I don't know, like, did we outgrow them already? Yeah. Before we even had a chance to put them out. And so I don't know, we're figuring out. But this album, we wrote a bunch of songs over the course of a couple of years. And these are the ones that we put together because of it. It does feel more collective, and it does seem like it seems like a more cohesive album than anything we put out prior, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And we kind of talked about your sound a little bit, how it's a little indie rock, a little indie pop. Then you got some rock in there too. Like you definitely have like a lot of like breakdowns in here where you get some of that more heavier sound coming in. And like, I love those parts of the songs. So like, was that like a concerted effort to kind of infuse it with some of that heavierness?
Well, that's a shit we like to play live. Like that's sometimes we've taken our studio songs and we've added stuff to make it better live or make it hit way harder and go way harder and make people go, oh my God. I came to see Get You High and I didn't expect to see all this. Yeah. So we want that to be in our records too. Like we wanted, which I think we accomplished more on this record. And I think we're going to expand on a lot more on the coming records as well. But yeah, we want the new record to kind of at least halfway portray what the live show is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I love the pockets. Like there were surprises, at the end, and you can fully picture how crazy it would sound live. And that was like the first thing that kind of popped in my head. I was like, I'm really liking these heavy breakdowns that you have in these songs.
Thank you.
So how's like the response been to the songs that you guys have released so far?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They were insane.
Really good.
Yeah, we played two songs live on this last tour. Was it two? Bahamas and Sleepyhead?
Yeah.
And oh my God. Yeah. The crowd sang almost every single word every night.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
I love
insane.
Spotify for artists because you get to watch. Literally, it's like it dings you every time somebody listens to it. So you're just watching it ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding. Every gets another stream, and we watch it the whole first day it comes out. And I mean, the numbers have been leaps and bounds beyond any of our past releases.
Yeah.
Prior to this, and which is great. But then, I think that was the most rewarding thing was going out on this past tour. We played two songs.
And he sings the first two lyrics, and then the crowd
The whole
just take
crowd
it over. It's
Just
like,
takes over. Yeah, it's gotta be an
yeah,
amazing
and
feeling.
we're like, we literally look around and we're like, what is going on?
What the? You all don't know this yet. What are we talking about?
But they
Y'all
did.
know
They
this.
did. No,
They
it's been a very receptive release so far, and I can't wait for everyone else to hear everything else because it's good. We got a few tricks up our sleeve on this album, and I think everyone's gonna really enjoy it.
So you guys have any favorite tracks so far off the project, or like any songs that you are most excited about playing live?
Oh yeah, playing live. Couple of them were already playing. I think Bahamas and Sleepyhead. Sleepyhead may be my favorite one, but there's another one called Fish Tank that I think.
It's a great one.
Thank you.
That would be my other favorite off the album, I think. But there's a couple that I think are going to be. Oh, Can't Stand It. We play that one. We've been playing that one live
For like
and
a
we
year.
just for some reason
It's not even
decided not to make it a single, even though like everyone we've showed friends and family that's pretty much who's heard the record, and everyone's favorite song is Can't Stand It.
We've been playing it live, and it hits really hard live too.
Mhm.
So
I think we played it live for 2 tours this year, even though it's not out.
Not even out,
And we did not make it one of the singles, but that one I think is probably going to be a big one.
yeah, I really like. I can't wait to play. What were you saying?
Open season.
Yeah, Open
Yeah.
Season. But the ending of Open Season is one of my favorites of this entire record. So I'm really bad with the names of
Any lyric of any of our songs.
I just play drums, man.
Yeah, you gotta
It's fine.
you don't need to know that.
Any lyric.
It's fine. It's fine. I know the drum player.
That's the most important.
Yeah.
That's funny that you guys list those because there were 4 songs that stuck out to me. It was Thorn, Fish Tank, Can't Stand It, and Open Season. Those were the ones that I was like these songs hit.
Awesome. Good. Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah, those are pretty good. I think they're pretty damn good.
But Dev was going to say those are his least favorite ones.
All of them my least favorite.
This is an offer record. Don't buy it.
Don't buy it. We hate it.
Clearly not for money.
Yeah, it was all the label.
The label.
So it's been like a decent gap since your last album. Been probably about 3-4 years, something like
We
that.
put it out in
19.
September 2019 was the last album. So
So you've just been spending that whole entire time kind of working towards this point right now.
yeah, I mean there was a lull. We weren't really working towards it specifically for a while. Like the whole period, we weren't really working towards anything. We were just kind of, I kept writing, and we just kind of stockpiled a bunch, and then we eventually were like,
Hey, it's been a couple years.
let's start jamming. Like, let's start working on this stuff. So then we finally came back together. Probably after we probably only lulled for like 6 months, honestly. But then we we came back together and started working on new ideas and stuff like that. And we were like, let's keep rolling. We started working on a bunch of new ideas.
Yeah.
Was there like a different feeling or something different in terms of like the creative process for this one than your last ones?
Not really. It was just, we got a little more experimental, I guess, just because we were in no rush and it didn't matter. Like normally, you know, in between tours, you've got so much time to work on new music. And when you're working on, like, does this feel like something, like, does this even feel like it should be a Harbour song or something like that? And during that period of time, when with all the uncertainty and stuff, we didn't care. We just worked on all of it.
Yeah. So
We didn't really worry if it fit the mold or the aesthetic.
We have a couple songs that they're recorded and we don't know if we're ever going to release them, you know, and we spent a ton of money on it, made sure we were happy with it, but that was 2 years ago. So we can revisit it tomorrow and be like, I don't know.
That's the thing is like, yeah, we recorded it 2 years ago and it's like, I don't know. I don't know if we're already past this, but like they're still really good. So we might put out like a quick little EP or something.
Yeah.
It's just like
COVID songs.
You know, songs that we wrote in COVID that we still just decided to put out. That's even longer title.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's a great sign though. Like if you have all these great songs that didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
I think that's like a sign of like you have something special on your hands when you have like all these other songs that you think that are still great, but maybe not great enough for like this project that you have now.
Yeah. They're stockpiled and will they be used or not? We're not sure.
Yeah. And it's not that we didn't think they were good enough to fit this project. It's just like, this album wouldn't have been as cohesive if we decided to throw in some random, you know, game changers in there.
Yeah, it could have been a 20 song.
That was honestly, that was our first intention. We were like, let's just put out a 20 song album. And then everyone was like, dude, nobody's got the attention span for a 20 song album.
Yeah.
You're just, you're wasting these songs. You're not giving them the attention they deserve. We're like, okay.
I think it is something to say, like after being away for so many years too, to come back and just hit them with like this very cohesive project instead of just throwing out all these songs. Like, look here, I know you guys are missing here, you know, and especially like you said, your numbers have been going up. So obviously like a lot more people are kind of getting introduced to you, and like having like a shorter kind of project, cohesive sounding, I think is a great like introduction for people to kind of like get that instant hit.
Yeah, a lot of these other songs are the more experimental ones that we decided not to put on. They're like, because we were just like, honestly, it's been so long since we've put out an album that we want to give them a Harbour album. We want to give more what they expect, and instead of being like, all right, well, it's been 3-4 years since we put anything out. Here's some crazy shit that we came up with while we were on COVID and didn't know if we were still a band.
So, do you guys have any like specific release plans for this album around the release? I think the 24th of February.
We're not doing like a release show or anything. I don't know. We're kind of figuring that out. We're actually
brainstorming. Yeah,
we were brainstorming before we logged on for this. Actually, and we'll probably continue doing so after. We're trying to figure that out. Most of what we were talking about was social media and how we're going to market it and how we can keep it going after putting it out and everything. But yeah, nothing big. We don't have any great plans. We're not smart enough to have great plans.
No, we could have
nothing grand.
Yeah, we could have done a little bit more than this, but that's okay. I think we're happy enough with the way the album turned out that we're just like didn't really put much thought into like what comes after. You know
Well, and also we were on tour almost all the time last year, so we didn't get to we weren't just like, all right, album's coming out in 6 months. Let's sit down. Let's focus on hammering all this stuff out. We were literally constantly on tour. Like we just got back a month ago.
18th, yeah.
A month ago. And this is like, all right, we're finally back. And now we're like, oh shit, the album comes out in a month.
Yeah, it was weird.
We better get on this. Like
the holiday season was like right after that when we got back, and then it was just like, oh, we haven't seen each other in 2.5, 3 weeks. Oh man, we should probably get together. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's okay though. We feel strongly enough about everything that's going on that we're pretty confident in this release and everything, for sure.
Okay. Any goals for this year in particular? And like you said, you're planning on 8 tours. Anything else?
God, that'd be amazing.
That'd be nice.
But we want to be on the road as long as possible. He just got off the phone with our booking agent not too long ago, trying to get our way in with a couple festivals. They're already releasing a lot of festival dates and lineup, so I'm not sure if that's even a possibility, but just trying to hit the road and staying relevant and just really touring the places that we haven't been to yet.
Yeah, we want to get to the people that we haven't been to yet, because we went to a lot of the same cities last year, and all of those cities are wonderful. We built and built and built. Each time we went back, there are some cities we played 3 times last year, and the amount of people that were there the first time versus the amount of people that were there the third time, it's exponentially different. And
It's great.
So I feel like we definitely did the right thing. And if we're not getting festivals or anything like that, then we'll just keep doing that and trying to find growth any way we can.
Yeah, hitting down the East Coast is a major priority, because we've hit just a few on the East Coast in the last 2 years that we owe them a lot more than what we're giving them, for sure. And yeah, just staying on the road, staying busy. That's the goals.
That's the plan. That's the goal.
Okay. I think that's all my questions I got for you guys. It was really, really good talking to you guys. Had a good time. Really looking forward to everybody to hear the album in full. I think you guys have something special. It's definitely one of the best albums that I've heard coming out of this year so far. Like I said, man, good luck to you guys. And if there's anything you guys want to, tell the audience or anything, you feel free.
Just keep an eye out for us and keep an ear out. And
when we come to your city, show up. We're ready to go. Let's go.
Exactly. But thank you so much for having us. And that was
seriously
great interview, and really appreciate your time.
Yeah, great meeting you.